Hello friend, in this video we learn about client server architecture. What is the architecture of client server? Friend, there are three types of client server architecture. Explain you very deeply, just forget about all things. We start from the three-tier architecture. How does it work? First of all, client server and database. We learn through practical so that you can more understand how they work these architects. Friends, here as you can see here is a HTML file. We right clicks and go to open with live server. You can say this is a one tier architecture. One tier architecture work as a you can moderate, modify in your hands. As you can see, suppose that we can here just dot and something else and refresh here. Sorry, and just refresh. How come? Oh, sorry, I forget about save. Just save and refresh, and you can see here a dot. So you can modify in your hands. This is a one tier architecture. Now here is a clients you can moderate, modify and all things. Now here is a server. What is the server? Now I'm going to my C drives here, program files, and here as you can see Apache Software Foundation Tomcat 11. First of all, you can download exe file, not a folder. Exe file install. When you install the exe file, by default they store in a C drives. Before going to server, we must know about that the database, how database is working, so that we can easily understand how servers are linked to each other. As you can see, PHP my admin. Here is my database, and I have already created a students names. As you can see, here is my database. So database by default is generated whenever you feed the data in from your end. Now I am just going to run GSP files. As you can see, localhost 808 demo main GSP is not working. Why? Unless when we start our Tomcat Apache server. So how does it work? Let's see you here. I am going to my Apache software Tomcat. Now going to bin folder. Here as you can see Tomcat 11. Your run GSP files cannot run unless you start your Tomcat 11s. They deploy your code. So we just right click and run as administrator. So as you can see, my server is startups. So we just go to here and you can see by default my file is running. So we can see that here is a database, here is a server is running in the backgrounds, and here is a one tier architecture. So now I am going to in theory presentation layer, client server, application middleware, data layer, servers store and retrieve data from a database. So here as you can see two tier architectures, data client and data source. So description consists two layers, user interface, application logics, while server means the database. As one tier architectures, single tier is a standard desktop application like Microsoft Word and anything you can change, modify and deploy simply to develop and deploy. Here is a code. So you can deploy and you can modify in your ends. This is the first tier architecture, you can call that. So there is not any rocket science. You just learn about deeply how to work in the backgrounds, data, server, client and all things. So these topics I explain you very deeply. Now we move to explain the role of the following network device. How network devices work. As you can see, here is a network cards. Now we can use a Wi-Fi 6E and network interface cards. What is the role As you can see, here is a Ethernet ports. We can insert the cables and use the internet through Ethernet cable. As you can see, use case enable wire Ethernet or wireless Wi-Fi connectivity, essential device to communicate. Gateway. What is the gateway? Gateway, as you can see, provide a many computer to functionality, translate protocol data from between different networks, so that here and here you can the gateway often include firewall security and all things. Now here is a hub. Everybody is know about what is the hub is a broadcast device to OSI model. OSI model just means a physical layers. How to physical layers? Traffic manage. Suppose that you have a large manage, you need a hub so that you can divide the protocols and all the Ethernet cable divide through a hub. Use the small network where simplicity is more important than performance. Rarely used modern network and replaced by switch. Router is a moderate to just their default dynamic host configuration. There is a already algorithm defines in the routers. As you can see, dynamic host, so that we can insert the cables, and on the routers, as you can see, Wi-Fi and computers, wireless, already defined a dynamic host IP address configure. So we cannot just manually enter the IP address just because of there is a already algorithm fits. So as you can see, connect a home, office network, manage traffic, different networks, essential large scale network like the internet. Here is a 5th generation computer. We know about the first generation, how is it works, second, third, fourth, and now as you can see, here is a all things. You can see here is a tube, and they can occupy whole rooms and more power consumable. As you can see, more power, high generating. NIC Unix enumerate often occupying entire room, as you can see in the picture. Now move to 2nd generation. 2nd generation is a transistor. Transistor, as you can see, there is a smaller than 1st generation computer. As we can know about the assembly language, very hard, but this is a low level language, but we can know about that. But we know about that. How does it work? Transistor reduce that heat, improve readily, making computer more practical for business and scientific application. Now here, as you can see, the key points applicate. Transistor replaced vacuum tube. As you can see, all there is a vacuum tubes replaced from the computer, smaller, faster. Now we move to 3rd generation. As we can know about the chip is a very smaller size, and how does it work? There is a sands, and we convert into silicon and wafer, and then go to chips. And how does it work from chip? As you can see, many lights from perform in the chips, and then can parts in the whole circle part into divided into these chips. That's why this is the size. Further reduction in size due miniaturization, significant efficiency introductions, and better resources management. Here is a integrated circuits. There is a integrated circuit, wide range user. There era also rise sharing multi-programmings. As you can see, there is a multiple integrated circuit. But here is the most important things: multiple transistors replaced on a single chips. That's why is a very popular. Now we move to 4th generation. As you can see, here is a 4th generation computer. Dynamic reduction size and all things is a less power. Microsoft realization computing making individuals. Microprocessor integrated the entire CPU on a single chips. As you can see, we discuss about the in the 3rd generations. That was there is a era also rise software application, graphical user interface. Now here we come to 5th generation. This is the portable device like laptop, mobile, smartphone, tablets. Processing is extremely fast with capability for more complex tasks like unique internet access computing, quantum computers, AI drivens, and lot device you can connect. This generation focus on AI, natural language processings.